Hey everyone, this is Carmen from CarmenMasterPR.com and the CopywritingFox.com. Today I want to talk about some cold email subject lines you can use to increase your open rates, your reply rates, and your overall conversion rates of how many leads and clients you're going to get from cold emailing, because cold emailing is amazing for client acquisition, but so many people are doing it wrong. They're just spamming lists. They're not personalizing the emails, the subject lines most importantly, because the subject line is the first thing your lead is going to see. So if it's not good, they're not going to open it. It's not going to go anywhere. So just a few different things, some stats about cold emailing I want to talk about. First one being that just using the person's name in the subject line can increase your open rate by 22%, a little bit more than 22. And secondly, the average open rate's anywhere from 15 to 28. That's pretty good. You know, a quarter of your emails are going to get opened, but you can actually increase that by a lot if you just do some personalization, which I'm going to be showing you a little bit. And then secondly, or thirdly rather, split testing your subject lines can increase the open rate by almost 50%. So if you do some testing over time, you're going to figure out certain ones don't work so well, certain ones do, and that's going to let you find the most optimal one. And that, like I said earlier, 35% of people are going to open it based on the subject line. I bet if you go look into your Gmail or you think about when you check your emails in general, that you're probably opening them, like a lot of them, based on the subject line. You're deleting a lot of them before you've even read the email based on the subject line. So think about it from their perspective, whoever you're emailing. And lastly, targeted cold emails. When they're targeted, they're personalized, they're going to have a way higher open rate, way higher conversion rate than just spamming, copy and paste templates. I get like a dozen of these emails a day at least, maybe a couple dozen, and they just don't even have my name, they have no personalization, and I don't even read them. They get instantly deleted. Even if they're genuine, it's just the sincerity isn't there. So the first strategy I want to talk about is so simple, and it was like the stat I said, using their name. Using their name is going to increase the open rate by up to 22%. It's like an easy win, instant win. So for example, it can be something as simple as to James, to John, quick question for James, hi James, just something like that. It's going to get their attention. It's been proven in psychology that when you use someone's name, it's way more effective for getting their attention, right? Because that's like their identity, it's who they are. So it just gets their attention really quick, and it also just shows that you've done your research before anything, right? Like, you know, big companies, especially if you're pitching big companies, they get hundreds of emails a day or thousands, who knows? And you might be like the only one that actually took the time to do a few minutes of research, and that's going to make you stand out. So always include the name if you have it. If you don't, use a tool like hunter.io, just Google their email. Like sometimes it's just the first name, like the initial, and then the last name. So then just Google it and you'll find their name. Just do a little bit of research, guys, and it's going to increase your conversion rates by so much. So the second strategy, very similar, very easy, is mentioning some kind of success of theirs. Once again, it's just showing that you've done your research and you're not just spamming them with some kind of template. So it can be something like, congrats on making the Fortune 1000 list. Hey James, congrats on working with Apple. So you can compliment them on maybe making some kind of list, getting some kind of achievement, maybe getting a certain client. You can say super impressed by your latest funding or seed rounds. Just make some kind of observation in the subject line about some kind of success they've had lately. Now, moving on to the third strategy for cold emailing subject lines would be making an observation. And you'll probably have to study their website, or depends on your exact services and who you're targeting, but just some examples. You might run them through like SEMrush or some kind of tool if you offer SEO, and say, hey, you're only ranking for X amount of keywords, or you only have X amount of organic traffic. And heck, they might not even know those things. Why aren't you using inbound marketing? Why aren't you using content marketing, SEO, social media? You know, if you offer some kind of optimization or SEO, you can say, hey, your page speed is exactly like down to the millisecond, this fast or this slow. So something like this is going to catch their attention, shows that you've done your research, and it shows that you care. And just that alone is going to increase your open rates, guys. And that's the foot in the door. If, you know, they open the email, the body is very important. I'll be making, you know, some more videos on that. But the subject line is really, really key. So I just wanted to give you guys those quick tips. You can read more about cold emailing, marketing, copywriting, everything in between on my website there. I'll throw the link in the description. Feel free to subscribe, like this video, share it, whatever you want, and I'll catch you in the next one.